Collectible Spot, we are having a look at the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the 1/6 scale collectible action figure of Alistair Mad Eye Moody. Coming to us from the folks over at Star Ace, who have produced a ton of really cool Harry Potter figures. This is now the 5th figure that we're having a look at on this channel, and super excited to get this opened up. The package is very similar to also the other Potter figures that we've been looking at, although what they change is just slightly the coloring of the box. We have Moody on the front, but we have now a brown kind of colored box on in the background area there. Down below, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix 1/6 scale collectible action figure. The side of the box carries over the same color motif, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, my favorite movie series, Alistair Mad Eye Moody. This is SA0006. The back, we have Harry Potter, www.harrypotter.com, and Star Ace, the manufacturers of this piece, from, once again, the My Favorite Movie series. Warning, choking hazard though, this is an adult collectible. It's not a toy, it's recommended for ages 15 and up. Finally, much like the other Harry Potter figures, Star Ace allows you to open up the inside flap, and we've got Alistair Moody featured on the side there, as well as the actual figure, the accessories, and all the other things that we're going to have a look at when we get this opened up. That being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to better look at the Star Ace, Harry Potter, and the Order of the Phoenix, Alistair Mad Eye Moody. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Much like the other Harry Potter figures that we've had a look at on this channel, Mad Eye Moody also comes with his own clear display stand. This is the same display stand that we've seen with the other figures, and equally so, it has the same 3 ports that, with the included rods, you can mix and match depending on how you want him displayed. Not all the ports have to be filled in, absolutely not. You could take these off depending on which ones you don't want to use, and you can fill them in with the supplied plugs that fill in those grooves. Something that I commented on with the other Harry Potter figures that I really like, also included with Moody's stand. He also gets himself an adjustable waist clip, which there's a little hole on the middle section there that fits very easily over the peg of one of the rods. And actually 2 of the rods have this peg sticking out that you can attach the clip to. You just have to bring the screw out, and then that sits over top like that. And then you can tighten it back up. 2 of the rods, the 3rd rod again will hold the electricity attachment. We'll show you that when we have a look at the wand. But 2 of them have the little plugs on the top, depending on what height you want to have the clip sitting at. As for Moody himself, he is really a cool looking figure. This was actually one of those figures that when Harry Potter lines were being released from Star Ace, this was kind of one of those, if they were to do the teachers and the side characters, Moody would have been one that I would have looked forward to seeing, and Star Ace didn't disappoint. They have released a really fantastic looking figure. He's got a lot going on also with the underclothes. I'll show you guys that in a second, but let's first have a look at his face. He definitely lives up to the name of Mad Eye. You can see that he's got his one prosthetic eye going on there. Now when you get it out of packaging, there's a wrap that wraps right around the front of his face to protect the eye. The eye, actually, you can take your finger. It's not the easiest, mind you, but you can take the finger and you can adjust the eye. It sits on its own little trackball. Once you get it a little looser, it's easier to move the eye, but you can see how the eye can be moved all the way around depending on how you want to have him displayed. The skin tone on him is quite nice. Also, really digging the scar work that they've put on the side of his face. That's what it looks like on the side. His hair also sculpted very nicely as well. I mentioned this on a couple of other videos too. The key to a successful 6 scale figure not only is really the sculpt, but when you get an excellent paint job put over top of that. If they had taken this phenomenal sculpt and given it a more lackluster paint, a sculpt like this could have easily gotten lost amongst the paint, but a very realistic skin tone that they've ended up giving him. And it's not just one skin color. Areas around his chin are a little bit lighter than areas around his cheek area, which has a little more of a rosier color. It's a darker skin color as well from the Harry Potter that we had to look at, and also Ron Weasley. They were a little lighter in skin color. Mad Eye Moody here definitely has a more darker skin complexion. The outfit that they have him wearing is almost a suede trench coat, which also straps up in the front. A little strap and buckle areas that you can take the straps, feed it through if you want to close up the jacket. He's got side pockets, although they are just simulated flaps. They're not actual pockets. My preferred look, though, for how much he's got going on underneath, I almost like to keep the jacket a little more loose and a little more open so you can kind of see the strap work of his under. It's almost like an under vest, as it is sleeveless, and it's also got the same buckled straps closing it shut. And if you were to open that, underneath, he's got himself a gray button-up shirt. And actually, it is a high-collared gray shirt, a nice dark gray, too. And all of that would involve you just unfastening these straps, and there's a zipper to open up the closure. While the jacket didn't appear to have workable pockets, the under vest does have pockets that can open and can store items inside. He's got ones at the bottom, he's got two around the mid-vest area, and then he's got one right at the top, and all of them are working pockets. That's a nice touch. Speaking of nice touches, though, we've just moved his jacket out of the way here. If you remember in the movie, Mad Eye Moody's got a prosthetic leg, and you can see it more prevalent when you start looking at the shoes. The boots, on one side, he's got a regular shoe, painted in brown, but then on the other leg, he's got a metallic foot cast in not quite a silver, not quite a copper, but a color somewhere in between. You can lift up the pant leg, and underneath is the mechanics of his leg, but one better. Star Ace has given you the opportunity to go ahead and remove the pant leg. It's Velcroed adhered. You just remove the Velcro like so. And you can take the leg, or at least the leg of the pants, completely off, showing you what his robotic leg would look like underneath. Really a cool touch. They could have also just easily concealed the leg with the pant leg and given us just the robotic metal foot underneath, but they went as far as to sculpt this as its own piece. And really, the finest of details, I like that they would have covered that. The leg, by the way, is fully posable. The knee can be posed, but I wouldn't put a lot of pressure on this point right here for fear that it could break. But it seems to have its own pulley system as well, where this is attached to the bottom, not quite the ankle, but more so the foot. Of course, also for it being a Star Ace release, they wouldn't just give you the display stand and they wouldn't just give you the figure, they also give you a ton of different accessories as well. And Moody is no exception. The first thing we'll have a look at that includes with Moody is his staff cane. Really an excellent piece. Not only sculpted immaculately well, but lots of different colors on it. It's not just the one caramel brown. There's a darker wash that fills in all the little recessed areas, sculpted around the little notches and little grooves around it. Quite nice. There's a close-up look at what his the top of the staff cane will look like. Has that skull-like look to it. Very, very cool. It's not heavy. It's a more of a lighter plastic, but very, very nice indeed. Moody will also get himself like this little flask vial here with a very creepy looking head on the top. It does not open. It's just all one sculpted piece, but despite that, really excellently sculpted, not only in the bottom, but also in the face. Finally, he comes with his wand, as to be expected. The wand is very nice, very different also from the other Star Ace Harry Potter figures that we've had a look at. The dark brown is very nice, as well as the silver. You may not be able to see it, but there's a silver trim on two sections of the cane, or of the wand here. To have Moody properly hold his wand, luckily they give you also an extra hand. The hands that they currently give him when you get him out of box are relaxed palms, but with the extra hand that they give you, It's perfect. You just do a little bit of adjusting. It is perfect for holding the wand. And you get something that looks like that. Replacing the hand, as always, is very easy. You just have to twist the hand, pop it off the socket, and replace the hand with the one that you need. Now, because he only has the one interchangeable hand, it's only going to fit on the one side of him. So right away you'll know which hand will be holding his wand. We'll just attach that in place. One small critique I could probably make, though, is that you have to get the wand, the very end knob of the wand, you have to get that sitting right against his pointer finger and his thumb. If you have the wand sticking any further down into his hand, what you ultimately end up getting is a very loose wand that doesn't quite sit in place. So you have to fit it just right to have it look like that. Now, it's all fine and good to have him displayed with the wand, but you want to incorporate a little extra stuff going on with that. So the folks over at Star Ace also give you an electricity attachment. And we've seen these before. We've seen them with the other Harry Potter, the Ron Weasley, and Voldemort all had them. They fit very easily. There's just a little hole at the end here that it can attach to the wand. Now, this one is a little harder, a little trickier of the other ones that we've looked at, just because, again, it doesn't sit in his hand the easiest of ways. First, you want to peg it into the wand, and then from there, you want to attach the wand to his hand. It can be a little on the trickier side, and because it doesn't have the most strongest hold to the wand itself, you might find that it's a little looser holding it. But that's where you want to bring in, once again, the clear display stand. And the clear display stand, we're going to pop this rod off, depending again which way you want to display it, and bring in this one. This one has the little pronged end. I'm going to take that, peg that into place, and then this will allow you to sit. This will allow it to sit onto the electricity. Now, what you might also need to do is to take this and attach it to the longer wand, just to give you an extra bit of clearance. Peg that into place, and then just adjust accordingly depending on how you want to have the electricity used. This is an example of what spot means. I essentially have taken the two rods, I've attached them together, and I've hinged them in such a way so that I have the extra length. Then this connects to the electricity that extends out from his wand. It's a pretty successful look. And Moody doesn't necessarily need his own display stand for standing, so this display stand that he comes included with comes very handy when holding the wand electricity. Alistair Mad Eye Moody's articulation is the following. He has a ball joint in the head cavity. He does also have a secondary ball joint that sits right at the base of the neck, so the neck can tilt down as well as up, and then you've got your own independent ball joint attached to the head. The shoulders hinge out very easily. They also rotate forward and back. It's one of the figures that is not the least bit hindered by whatever outfit he's wearing because the jacket sits so loosely on his limbs. The elbows also bend. They also rotate at that forearm area, and he has a hinge in the hand wrist area. When it comes to his waist is on a ball joint. Swivels back and forth, up and down. And then when it comes to his legs, we'll just move his jacket out of the way. His legs hinge forward, hinge back, out. This leg, of course, will be a little different than this leg. This leg here has the double bend hinged knee, as well as a pivot in the foot. This leg, on the other hand, again, we've looked at, has the single hinge and also a pivot hinge in the ankle area. Again, some caution should be made, making sure you're not applying too much pressure on this part of the leg. Alistair Mad Eye Moody, I always felt was a potentially good character for a 6 scale treatment. Ideally, really, because the ball joint eye, I thought it really would have translated it well to a 6 scale figure, and it didn't disappoint. 6 scale figures from Star Ace continue to impress me, especially their Harry Potter stuff. This is Spot's now 5th Harry Potter figure. We've looked at some of the kids, we've looked at Voldemort, and now, of course, we're looking at Mad Eye Moody. Not really sure which one I like the most. I really dig everything that's going on with Moody here. The accessories are pretty cool. He could potentially be one of my favorites from the line so far. Hopefully, again, Star Ace will continue to release more and more Harry Potter figures, because as the collection of mine certainly grows, I definitely can't wait for more pieces to add to the collection. Certainly, if you guys are interested in picking this guy up, certainly have a look. You can find a lot of retail stores that all are going to be carrying Mad Eye Moody. Is he worth picking up? I would say absolutely. If you have been picking up the other Harry Potter figures, I definitely would say go outside the realm of just picking up the kids. Start picking up some of the side characters as well. You won't be disappointed. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Star Ace Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix, the Alistair Mad Eye Moody 1/6 scale collectible figure. Certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.